Welcome to episode 20 of the Perspective Podcast. This is where I talk about music, lifestyle, and everything revolving around life. If that made sense, revolving around life. My name is Lima Temi, and we've been doing this podcast for 20 weeks. And I just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. And just thank you for everything because we really persevered. We've started doing this podcast during winter and now it's spring and it's nearly going to be summer. So I'm grateful we've done it for 2 seasons and we're going to continue to do this for as many seasons till I'm old and grey because this is really my bread and butter and I love doing this. And to celebrate it being the 20th week of the episode, the album of the day is Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind, yeah? It's a perfect time for this. The weather's nice. The weather is really nice. That's why I'm even filming it in the house. Usually I film the podcast in the car. Usually I film it in the car. But because of how hot it is, it's not even gonna help. It's just gonna overheat even more. So we're doing it in the man cave, and there's no other better album to play than to put Honestly Nevermind as the record of the day. And let's just go through the track list real quick. So obviously you got the intro, it's nothing. Then it goes Falling Back. Falling Back is actually valid. I didn't really like it at first, but then the more you listen to it, it grows on you. Then you have Text Go Green. That one right there, phenomenal. Text Go Green is heavy. Text Go Green is really good. And then it goes Current, which is cool. I Keep Her, fire. Calling My Name is cool. Then you got Sticky, that one's valid. Massive, valid. Flight to Book, very valid. Overdrive, it's underrated. Downhill, very highly rated. Tired of Binds, I wasn't really that much of a big fan of it, but it's cool. Then you got Liability, man. Liability is so far. Liability is fire. And then obviously you got Jimmy Cooks, which is crazy. It's not the best song on the album. I've been saying this. Text Go Green is the best song. Or Flights Booked. Or Liability. Either one of them. Then you can put Jimmy Cooks at number 5. But yeah, what an album. Listen to it if you haven't. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing the best you can to be the best version of yourself at all times, at all costs. That's all that matters. And I just pray that you're just striving and doing better. Every day is a new day and you just have to keep going. I'm grateful for the support on YouTube as well. Every week we're actually growing and we're actually just developing, and it's crazy because I started making this exclusive. Well, not exclusive, but I tried to push it out for Spotify more than YouTube. And it's crazy that it's done the reverse, that it's doing better on YouTube than my Spotify. But we're going to continue to keep pushing it on Spotify or whichever platform because we're always going to keep growing and learning and developing because that's the whole point of a community, you know. So I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. If you want me to upload it on YouTube, I'll happily do that. But I'll promote it more on YouTube, but it will forever be on Spotify and it's never going to leave, you know, regardless on how many episodes we're on. We're just going to wait for that Spotify deal, you know what I mean? We're just going to act like we already have it. Firstly, what I'm going to talk about is just the Met Gala. The Met Gala, even though it was last week, I'm going to just brush on it real quick. And I'm just going to talk about Gabriel Moses again because he's cooking every time he cooks. And I'm just want to talk about my favourite pieces. So we're going to start with the Louis Vuitton campaign that they had. First of all, Pharrell Williams is one of the, not chairman, but one of the directors of the Met Gala this year. Bro, what is he not doing this year, bro? What is he not doing this year? Like, he's actually always standing on business. And this picture that I'm going to put on the screen here, man, Gabriel Moses shot that, you can just tell, and it just screams straight aura. It really does. So you have Pharrell Williams in the middle. Then you have Dolce. Her outfit is actually really fire. I like her outfit. Then you have Sabrina Carpenter. Bro. Who would have thought that maroon would just look good on her, bro? She actually looks really good, bro. She's so lame. Then you have Pusha T. Let me see if we push a P. Let me see if we push a T. Now, I can't lie. Pusha T's outfit is fire. Then you have Future. And he cut his dreads. So this new hairstyle, I think it's actually fire. But the OG dreads are gone. And it's crazy because he's had his hair in dreads for so long. And he just decided to copy me and get, have the afro. And I hear it. But watch, I guarantee he's just like chopped it off and he's going to reattach his dreads because Future having no dreads is crazy. Like, what is the music gonna sound like? I feel like once you cut your hair off, it really is a new era, and it's living proof. Then you got Lisa from Blackpink, or Blackpink, isn't it? And you got, I don't know the rest. I know the one on the left is an actor, but I don't know his name. And the one in the middle, I'm not really sure. It's kind of bad, but yeah, everyone on here, fire. Louis Vuitton was my favorite one from this year. I cannot lie to you. And then you had Damison, he had a fire one. Lewis Hamilton always has a W fit. Like a few people like that, they always are gonna do well and always gonna show off. And I feel like over the past couple of years, it's more attention to detail. Of course, you got the few people that are not in it no more. Like I did not see Travis in there, or I did not see Kylie, or them ones. Like, I don't even know if Jack Harlow was there, or like a Doja Cat, or like those are the people that are always there. Stormzy was there, and his fit was actually cold. So, hey, it's good to see UK being put on the map. It's always nice to see that. While we're talking on perspective, I just want to talk about the mindset shifts and different perspectives that you got with the way that you choose to handle yourself and the way that you present yourself relating to the Met Gala in terms of just fashion. Every day you should strive to be the best version of yourself and to just put that fit on. Be the best version of yourself, bro, in every aspect. Flip that perspective. It don't matter how much you've got, it's how you put it on, and it's how you think. The way that you think attracts the way that you live. If you think more that you are him, or think more that you can attract anything, bro, the world will be like, obviously the world is in God's hands, but the world will just be evolving around you, you know what I mean? Like, you're always going to find a way, even if it doesn't work that way. It just shows that it wasn't that way. Change your perspective and always have that mindset that everything is working out for you, even if it doesn't. If it doesn't, then it just wasn't meant to be. And that's some advice that I need to learn, because I've been letting things get to my head. But, at the end of the day, one step at a time. Live today like you just received the best news. I think that's my favorite quote as of recently. I saw that on my Twitter, and it's just been, my Twitter has been so good. It's just been like really good for weeks now, to be fair. I don't see a lot of brain rot stuff, and it's good. And it's just a lot of quotes and things to gain knowledge from. Who would have thought that Twitter would give you that stuff? I never would have thought that. My Twitter from time ago, if I told myself that this is my feed on Twitter, I'd be thinking, yeah, you're a madman. Honestly, but it's crazy how things just change. And I was actually deep in last night. The way things have changed last year to now, like, when you have them realizations that it's like so many things have just changed, it's just not the same. And it's not even because of like if people are not in your life anymore. It's the way that you think, the way that you act, the things that you consume, the way that you just handle yourself. It's very different. It really is. Like, when you have a mindset shift, it just changes everything for you to think in the past. Damn, like, things have really changed. Low-key makes me think, if only we were doing all this stuff last year. But every little thing that happened from last year, or from a couple of days, weeks, months, is all preparation for the way things are going on now. So you got to choose to see it as a blessing and to just keep going and getting at it. You know what I mean? That's all that matters. That is all that matters. The weather has been really good. I'm looking outside the window right now. It's got blue skies. I'm loving it. And what I want to talk about is just the way music sounds when the weather is good. Of course, I relate it to Honestly Nevermind, but there's so many songs, albums that are just good for this type of weather. And I know I keep speaking about this in previous podcasts, but weather really has a contribution to your mood and has a contribution to the way that you go about your day, man. I hope you listen to music that's just uplifting you up and is also, with the weather, go on a walk here and listen to some music. It honestly is the best thing to do, especially if it's euphoric music. That's what I genuinely think, that euphoria or euphoric is like one of my favorite words, because it's so simple yet so effective. Like, why wouldn't you want to have a euphoric feel inside of you, like filled with joy? And yeah, like it, bro, have that good playlist, or listen to my Whole Lot Euphoria playlist and just listen to some good music when you're on a walk, or even when you're on a run, or when you're just doing some work, cleaning the house, going to the coffee shop, you know what I mean? Or just chilling with your people. Listen to euphoric music and just enjoy the ride, even in the midst of the chaos, bro. because it really makes life worth living. Honestly, bro. You know the amount of problems that we be going through daily. Why wouldn't you want to listen to some good music? Of course, sometimes it's good to listen to like energetic or some sad music, because why not? It sounds good. But euphoric music will always win. Always. That's why I always like chill music, like euphoric Travis type music, or Don Toliver or Frank Ocean, McGee. I love artists like Q, Party Next Door when he has his chill type of music, Snow Allegra. You know, it's crazy how Snow Allegra has been blown up as well off a song In Your Eyes. That song has been a generational song. People need to catch up. It really shows the impact of social media. If one song just goes up, it's going to keep going up. And I really want to see how many streams it's got right now. And I guarantee you it's in our top 5 top songs right now. And before it started blowing up, it was not in her top 5 at all. Let's have a look. Yeah, bro, it's number 1. It's number 1. And it's crazy, but it's a really good song, bro. It is a really good song. So, hey, it deserves all the praise. It deserves all the praise. That was my favorite song on the album. I think it may still be. It's either that. Actually, no. It's mine, on my mind, can't get it on my mind. It's either called On My Mind or In My Mind. I think it's On My Mind. That one there, heavy. Listen to that. Listen to that today. Or when you see this podcast, pause it, listen to the song, and then listen back to the podcast. You know? Speaking of music complementing the mood of just the weather, or just when I mentioned Travis Scott, speaking of him, he's really been having a generational run, and it really is inspiring. It's very inspiring to see not even just an artist that I appreciate a lot, it shows businessmanship, entrepreneurship, music as well, community with his Cactus Jack, with his Mad Maximus that he's been doing when he was in Barcelona. And basically, for those who don't know, him and Barcelona have a collaboration with the kits that Barcelona do. They do it every year they have a collab with either an artist or just someone, and they chose Travis Scott, which it actually is perfect, because we all know how Travis or the Cactus Jack brand is with their clothing. It just makes sense. Regardless of every drop, it's going to sell out, and it literally did. I was at work and I was looking at the pieces, and it was just selling out, and I was actually wanting to get a piece, but I did not have enough to even get a piece. So I'm actually happy about that. But my boy was just telling me that they just sold out, so it's a blessing in disguise. Someone else can get that. You know, at least I got to meet Travis Scott. I think that's more than anything. I'm forever going to mention that. We met Travis Scott, bro. Like, that's ridiculous. So yeah, so he has his collab with Barcelona, and he released a lot of clothing related to that, and the design looks really good. It's one of the best designs that Cactus Jack have done in a while. It's better than the 4x4 drop. It's better than, what other drops has he done? The WWE drop. It low-key is better than his Circus Maximus drop that he's been doing for his tour. It actually is really good. Like, there's something about it that it just looks really authentic, and it looks nice. And the way that he put the brown into the like pieces as well, it's really nice. The distressed pieces as well, and the fact that he's got the players as well, like for example Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, to do a photo shoot in the clothing. It's really nice, and it just shows how nice it looks, bro. It's fire. And the way that they've just gone with campaigns, it's really inspiring, and it's made me want to improve in quality. Like, quality is really important, as well as just output, and just keeping the work going. It don't matter what you've done. What matters is the ammo, and just to keep going. And it's very motivating. I'll say it again, but regardless, as long as you put the output, keep going. I saw one quote. It goes, "Shoot for the stars and you'll land on the moon." Like, shoot for that, or aim for the stars, and then you'll land on the moon. Because there's no budget. Like, bro, there's so many quotes. Like, there's no budget that the universe has to offer for you. Anything that you want, bro, ask for it or think about it, because it will attract towards you no matter how long it takes. If it's not for you, then it's not. But going back to the Travis stuff with Barcelona, the way that they've been doing The way that they've been doing the Mad Maximus stuff, it's beautiful, bro. I can't even cap. And then they had a concert later. I genuinely wish I was there because it looked fire. It looked literally the pyros with the fire flames. I genuinely think sometimes, does Travis like burn the fuck up? Because the amount of flames that just be going around him is insane. Of course, his nickname is La Flame, whatever, but when you're at a concert and flames go off and you're not even that close, but you're feeling the flames, compare it to like, how would an artist that is right next to a flame be feeling? Because that is ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, that is actually ridiculous, bro. But yeah, he had a concert and he's just been performing his songs kind of similar to his Coachella performance, and he did the song called Dumb and the other one with, I don't even know what it's called, but the one that's actually going crazy on TikTok too. And it actually sounds really good. It sounds very polished and it sounds very it sounds better than the way it has been previously. It sounds like he went back into the lab and cooked a bit more. And it's nice to see that he still appreciates the like people from Europe. You know, even though I was always in America, it's nice to see that he appreciates the Europe community, and it's nice to see that he appreciates football. Like with the Barcelona versus Real Madrid, the El Clasico game, he was actually going crazy, and it's just nice to see that. You know, it generally shows that more artists or more people from overseas should appreciate culture or sports or things from other places, because it makes people like us who appreciate football actually appreciate them more, because they're not just focused on that one thing. And yeah, it's nice to see that. And I saw a video that KSI was just in the pits during Travis's show. Like, that's crazy. But hey, it just shows how generational he is. And even got KSI older Simon just there enjoying the time. But yeah, fire. Spotify, if you see this, let's work together, bro. You know what I mean? Let's go crazy. Let's go playlist for playlist. Why not? You know what I mean? Trying to wait. We're getting that Spotify deal sooner or later. Just gotta keep pushing, bro. Gotta keep pushing at all costs. This is not related to music, but I'll be watching a lot of podcasts related to just mindset. I'll be listening to a lot of Dario CEO, and then I was watching his video last night. I watched like 2 minutes, and he said, watch this video because it's very inspirational. I was like, you know what, before I finish watching this video, I'm going to watch the video that he referred to. I'm watching that while I'm eating my dinner last night, bro. And it was actually really good, because when I was cooking, or before I was cooking, actually, let's just backtrack. The whole day, I just kept thinking about creation in terms of content, and I was thinking that the way things go, and everyone thinks about numbers, but what matters is from within and the joy and the love that you give out. Then as I was cooking, I was listening to something. I was watching this podcast called Nature Talks, and the guy said the same thing, and I was thinking, damn, like saying the same thing, we're twins. And then I watched the video that Stephen from CEO recommended. The guy literally said the same thing, and I was thinking, this is not a coincidence, because how am I saying it and then I hear it twice? And one of the videos was in my recommended, and the other video, I wasn't even supposed to watch that video. And it's mad how things just happen organically. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to do something, as long as there's love being given out, I think that matters more than anything. If it's not love, then you gotta work on your intentions around it, because there's always love to be given out. And of course you got numbers, views, money, all these things, like how big your house is, or how much your car costs, all these like numbers. But you can't measure love or joy. You know, you can have much more of an out of body experience from joy and love, rather than something like numbers. Numbers is more short term than an expression of joy and love. Joy and love is something that you will literally remember for life. But money, of course you may remember it, but it won't be as significant to the way that the joy and the love that you get from giving, or that you get from receiving from things that you give out. There's more to it, and it really makes you appreciate things more. That's something that I've really been trying to keep installed in my mind, because I feel like while I love creating content, sometimes it can get toxic when you just thinking about numbers or you want to hit this number, when really and truly you should just think about the joy and the way that you feel about it. And it's okay to have the moments, because of course all them numbers, it's important, but at the end of the day it's all meaningless. And from me to you, like, I genuinely hope you just strive out doing things that bring you joy. And as again, this is also motivation to myself, because we all be in our head sometimes. You know what I mean? We always be in our head, and that's facts. Young Thug is back and he's dropping his album. I still don't know how to pronounce his album. You Scotty, I don't know, but he's back dropping his album. Wait, should I just put this with this? But yeah, Young Thug is back dropping his album soon, and it was meant to be dropping this month, but I think it's being pushed back to to June. I'm okay with that, because that Money on Money song, it was nice, but I'm not really a fan of it, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of, damn, I don't know, it's just like, it wasn't anything cool. It was very generic, and then you listen to it once, you're like, alright, this is cool, but it's not something that has a lot of replay value. He didn't really say anything that was, I don't know if he's allowed to say anything related to his trial or the way that he's feeling, from the way that his mentality has changed from being in prison, because of course that had a major effect. If Gunna's able to do that, then why shouldn't Thug? You know what I mean? I think Thug should tap into that bag, you know what I mean? Make some jazz music or some shit. Or just make something that is worth the wait from the years you've been in prison. You know what I mean? Because with that, we could have gone without that song, I'll Be So Honest to You. It's just nice to see that you're back. That Young Thug and Future are back making music together. And the music video is actually sick. It has a reference to Otis, the music video that Jay-Z and Kanye West did. Even like that music video is already generational. So for them to make it in their own way, sick. Yet I would still say that the Money on Money song is a bit bland, and I wish that there was more to it. I wish there was a bit more, you know what I mean? But can't ask for much. I'm grateful for him to be back with more music, and that's all we're trying to see. He's got a festival that he's doing overseas, like in around Europe, and I would actually love to go there. And speaking of festivals and concerts, festival concert season is back in full effect. I genuinely feel like Coachella starts everything with these concert and festival tours, because it's the start of spring, and then as soon as you get that, you get a concert. Now Tyler the Creator is doing his Comacopia tour in Europe, and he's gonna be, I think he's in Europe this week. Well, he's in UK this week, and Don Toliver is in Europe this week. And I missed out on both of them. I was gonna go to see Don Toliver in Frankfurt, but it just didn't work out. Yet we will be able to see him. We will have a chance to see him whenever there's an opportunity. We will be there. Tyler the Creator and Don Toliver, and then you got, who else is doing like a concert? You got John Legend. Me and my mum are going to that. And then start of June, you have Beyonce. 5th of June, I'm going to that. And then you have Sam Fender the day after. I really want to go to that. I haven't got tickets, but I genuinely want to go to see Sam Fender, because he's really my favorite artist. Well, he's one of my favorite artists of the year. I really have been listening to his music, and it just makes sense for me to go see him. Of course, I wanted to see him at Coachella. Yet I had to make a sacrifice to either meet Travis Scott or go watch Sam Fender. Which one would you pick? I mean, I just shouldn't even have to just say, like, we already know the answer. We already know the answer, which one is the most reasonable one to pick. And we picked that. We picked to meet Travis Scott. I should actually frame that on the wall. I should frame it like here or something. You know what I mean? Actually, speaking of frame, I should probably frame like perspective or something on the wall. That would actually be sick. We really did that. But yeah, so obviously you got Sam Fender, and then straight after Sam Fender, I'm not quite sure, Chris Brown. I'm not going to that. I bought tickets for my mom to go see Chris Brown, but I'm not going. If I get last minute tickets, we will be there. And then I think that's all for June, and then it goes to July. Actually, in June you have Park Life as well. Also, you have Glastonbury. We will find a way to go there. I don't know how, but we will find a way. If anyone watching this knows anyone who works among people at Glastonbury or knows people who are going or anything around the industry, let me know, because I'm actually willing to work there or do anything there, because it's a really good festival. It may not be my type of festival, but I believe it is that festival that is like you have to go to. It's like a Coachella. The experience is always going to be nice, even if the lineup is not the best. You're always going to have a good time, and I'm willing to go there. I mean, I really want to go there. So, hey, you gotta shoot your shot sometimes. You know what I mean? So yeah, June is basically like festival season, and then July you got Kendrick Lamar and then Wireless. I still find it crazy how I'm seeing Kendrick Lamar on the Thursday, and then the day after I'm seeing Drake for 3 days straight. That is ridiculous, bro. That is actually kind of crazy. It's talk about coincidence, bro. That really is not a coincidence. But yeah, we are going to see Kendrick Lamar, SZA, and then we're going to see Drake the day after. And it's crazy because I've seen a lot of the tour, and I really like the way that it looks. I think it looks sick. Yeah, I still would appreciate a concert like in an arena instead of a stadium. I genuinely believe that this beef really pioneered everything, and I hope that the music that he's performing is good. Of course, it's going to be from GNX. Yeah, I'm not really trying to hear Euphoria. I'm not really trying to hear Good Credit. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm not really keen on it. I prefer other songs. Like, I don't know. I'm genuinely excited to see him, yeah. But I'm more excited to see SZA. Honestly, I'm more excited to see SZA. Regardless, it's going to be a sick experience. And I'm there to just be there with my friends and to meet any of you guys that pop out there, because it's going to be a good show. I'm going to be there at Villa Park. We're going to have a jolly good time. We're going to get litty on the stands. Kendrick is going to see me. We're going to be boys. And then the next day I'll be with Drake, with his boys. You know what I mean? We're going to be laughing, joking, all that type of stuff. But yeah, honestly, I'm excited to see Kendrick. But I will say I don't want to hear a lot of the GNX, like, well, the Good Credit or Euphoria or, you know what I mean? I don't even know the lyrics. I'm just I'm just going to be nodding in my head, bro. But hey, man, it's always going to be good vibes, and I'm here for it. And then during August, this year is going too quick. Then August, we have Reading Festival for Travis Scott to be performing. We will be there. You know, we will be there. I promise you we'll be there. And then we also have Coldplay. If you know, I had a stinker not long ago where nearly got scammed 2 bills. I got the money back, but we will be there because I genuinely want to take mom to see Coldplay. We have to. But yeah, so that's like our festival concert season of the year, and it's going to be packed. But I'm here for it, man. I love going to concerts and festivals, and I love meeting all of you guys. And one more festival I forgot to mention is Skeptafest, Big Smoke. We will be there, and I can't wait for that too, because there's just something about festivals, man. Like, even though the drinks can be expensive, which you gotta be smarter with what you're doing and how much you're paying, because they be paying ridiculous prices. I'm still not forgetting at Coachella, it was $25 for one drink. I'm not paying that. The people that I was with were paying for that. They can do that, not me. Not me at all. I'm not doing that. I did not pay for a single drink. The only thing I got when I was there was a hot dog. You know what I mean? That shit slapped, especially after a long day of walking. Golly. Speaking of Wireless, where the Wireless have been moving with their campaign, it's been a bit weird for this year's Wireless. I know that they've sold out, but the way that they've done it is just weird. Like, they've been very silent. Drake is headlining 3 days back to back to back. Not one festival has done that. Low-key can be his redemption arc, even though he's not having a redemption arc. He's still doing well, especially with Nokia. Yet they are still not promoting it as well or as much as they should be. People like other creators or me are actually doing more than Wireless themselves. It just, I don't know. It's like you don't want to miss out on opportunities like that. And I know you already have done well with selling the tickets, but it's about getting the word out even more. It's about making the empire of Wireless keep growing even more. You know, this is really the time where they could change the diversity or change the way people view Wireless, but instead it's looking very quiet, and I low-key don't like it because why is that? You know what I mean? The way Reading, if you follow Reading, right, but the way Reading Festival are promoting this year's festival is insane. And of course, yeah, they're trying to get more tickets out. Yeah, the way that they're promoting it is crazy, especially for Travis as well. They're promoting him like mad. But it shows how much they care about the festival. It shows how much they're actually trying to put into getting it out there. Regardless if it's sold out or not, I think you should always promote your stuff and get your stuff out there. Like, there's no way I'm saying this about big Wireless festival, bro. Like, it should never be me saying that. But the way that they've been moving is very weird. And hey, if you need any help, Wireless, because I love you, yeah. If you need any help, shout me. Like, I'm here because I've been going to your festival since 2019, and it's consistent of me. I missed 2 years, but we're still here. You know, we are still here. But yeah, sort it out, man. Sort it out, because you can't be doing that to Wireless, man. It's an iconic festival, regardless if you think it is or not, because the crowd always show off every single time. Whenever it's Wireless season, you see a lot of posts that just go crazy, and maybe we just gotta be patient. You know what I mean? Maybe we just gotta be patient. This is off track, but The Weeknd released the remix of Timeless, and for the future it has Dolce, and with that comes with a lot of hate. I genuinely feel like after her song Anxiety, she's been getting so much hate. And it really shows that the higher you get, the more hate you get. Because even though I don't listen to Anxiety, I can appreciate the art, and it actually is cool. It's just not a song that I would listen to. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just hate just because, I don't know, she a female rapper. I understand her voice can be a little bit quirky, but so can who else voices can be jarring sometimes. Kendrick, you know what I mean? But like, where's the unity? You know what I mean? I think it is kind of crazy, and her verse on Timeless is not that bad. I can't lie though, I wasn't a big fan of it, to the point I was like, yeah, I'd rather it just be the original. I don't think she was needed to be on there, but I can appreciate the way that it's being promoted is kind of zero, like zen. Like, I haven't heard nothing. It's like it's just being forced around to just be put out. Yeah, it can be appreciated, you know what I mean? But yeah, they really love hating on Dolce now, and it's kind of crazy with the way that the year started for her with the Grammys and stuff. More success for her, but more hate. But that's what happens when you get to the top. You know, the only way you know you're doing well is if you're getting hate, and she's doing well clearly, because a lot of you guys are saying that it stinks, even though she's always going to keep doing well. And it's mad that when she releases her next project or album, whatever, I guarantee it's going to be a really good project. And she's going to be stepping. She's going to be stepping. Santan Dave is back. He's back with more music. And man, I actually missed his music so much, bro. To the point that well, if you don't know what happened, the other day, I think it was either Friday or Saturday, it was 10 years since he dropped his first freestyle. And it may not be his first, but the one that blew him up. So obviously when 2025, he dropped that in 2015. He dropped that and it just went crazy. Everything skyrocketed. And he made a very heartfelt caption. And it made me realize how even people like him, it took 10 years. And it's crazy how he didn't even have any money. He only had like £80. It's either him who had £80 or his boy gave him £80. And that really contributed to the music videos or to the studio time. And they did that, and it just went off from there. And what I've really gathered is that the people that you're around really makes an impact on the way that things go around you in your life. You really have to have a good, solid foundation. Regardless of the situation, you have to have a good, solid friendship, because in the people's minds, in terms of like creative or just anyone, you drive yourself crazy if you don't speak to people, like, yeah, or have a solid community, or have that one friend, because, bro, we all be going crazy. And it's nice to see that your friend really stuck to you and helps you with that. And he dropped that freestyle, and he's been consistent for 10 years. Of course, he hasn't really dropped a crazy amount, but he's that type of guy that takes time with his music and drops whenever he's ready. And it's mad how he did that studio, and he met J Hus and J5 ever since, and they've just been going from there. It's mad how he keeps growing and he keeps developing and he kept getting better. All it shows is the pure passion and the love that you have for the music that you put out, or whoever needs to hear whoever needs to hear the good words, whoever needs to hear anything that is just good for the soul, it's good to hear. And it's nice to see that he just kept going, and it really is inspirational. Like, a lot of artists like that are just inspirational, and Dave is really one of them because he's a good artist, lyrically maybe one of the best lyrical UK artists. He's always going to put out a good album. He does not have a bad album. So this album here that is going to drop is going to be phenomenal. My favourite songs from Dave is always going to be Screwface Capital off his album Psychodrama. That's my favourite album from him. We're All Alone Is Together is good, but it doesn't hit as much as Psychodrama. I generally feel like the songs, for example, Psycho, Disaster, Environment, Screwface Capital, Black, Drama, Purple Heart, there's so many songs that are really good. Like, songs like that's crazy. That's just one album. However, my favourite song on We're All Alone In This Together is Survivor's Guilt. I really like, what's the other song called? I really like We're All Alone. Verdansk. You can't forget that. Obviously, you have songs like System or Lazarus. Songs like that go crazy. Or the one with Snow Allegra and James Blake. You can't beat Psychodrama, and I'm just ready for him to drop a new album because the streets have been starving, bro. The streets have really been starving, and I'm trying to see what perspective is on with music, or just the way that he's been thinking. We're coming to the end of the podcast, and I always talk about just fitness, and this is just the way things have been going on. My fitness routine has been very different in terms of just all over the place, and that's because of the circumstances with the way that I'm going through my day-to-day life now. Like, I'm working more and more other jobs, and it's kind of difficult to just manage that, but we always find a way to go to the gym and do our runs and get things going. I think once you get into the root of things, of just getting it done, you will always prosper and find a way. But the problem with that is sleep and eating. Like, I've been eating, but it will always fall into the next day, and that will not be good for recovery time and sleep. So then I'm thinking, should I just not eat and wake up and start eating more again? Yeah, if I do that, then I'm losing calories. So it's like it's a lost situation. Yeah, my belly's rumbling. Sheesh, speaking of food. But yeah, honestly, it's just been weird, and I find it difficult sometimes because I feel like I've got a good system with the way that I manage my timing with food, sleep, work, like all those things, and fitness. I'm okay with that, but it's been very different and it's been challenging. Yeah, we always find a way. Even if we have 4 hours of sleep, but we always get things going. And this is just to say to you, sometimes you have to get through the grit of things just to get things done, even if you're tired, because the reward you get from after it is worth doing because you've done it. And I hope and pray that every single one of you are doing your workouts, getting yourself out there and just focusing on your fitness and your mental health and the things that you consume, because it all has an effect on the way that your day-to-day life is, And the last thing I want is for you guys to be lacking. We're not lacking this in this society. We are climbing, we are growing, we are learning, and we're developing every other day. So I hope you are doing well, and I hope you're striving, and I hope you're staying consistent with everything that you want to do, especially fitness. So don't stop. Do not stop. Keep going. Keep striving. Just keep standing on business. And that's whole lot of perspectives into one. You gotta make sure you have your different perspectives. Be delusional. Be crazy. Be a madman, because people do not realize until later, and it takes time for it to catch up to people. But be that madman that you want to be. Envision that person that you love to see, and be that in the most authentic, harmonious, loving way. That's all that matters. And on that note, I genuinely think that's the end of Perspective Podcast. I've actually really enjoyed this one. Episode 20, album of the day, Honestly Nevermind. Phenomenal album, really good album. Am I going to take this off because it has the plastic cover on? I'm always going to keep it like this, to be fair. If I want to listen to it, I'll just listen to it on streaming services. But I will say, music really sounds different on a CD or a vinyl. So invest in a vinyl or a CD. even if you don't have a CD player, because the value and it just makes you appreciate the art of the music even more. Shout out to my boy Bunga, or if you call him Jack. Now, shout out to my broski for giving me this, bro. It means a lot. But yeah, episode 20 of Perspective Podcast. Thank you for joining for 20 episodes. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you stay consistent with the community. Like, share, comment, and just stay tuned. Follow my Instagram Perspective, and as well, just stay tuned, bro. I'm not going to let you down. We're going to continue with the podcast, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. We're going to keep going and keep growing, regardless of what the number is, because what matters is the love. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you keep striving.